Okay, so I'm going to repeat myself since I'm recording now and I didn't hit record before. So Heather is going to share with us tonight about how to use Pinterest with your business. She went through a training, and we thought this is something different and something that we might all be able to utilize, a different form of social media. So she's going to share what she has learned and put us to work. So go ahead and take it away, Heather.
All right. So the reason that I did the training was because I wanted something other than Facebook and Instagram, because as much work as I put into Facebook, I don't always see the return that I'm after. And Instagram, I'm still sort of trying to figure out with stories and how often to post and all that kind of stuff. So I kept seeing this ad for this Pinterest training pop up, and I thought, well, what have I got to lose? So I decided to sign up. And so I'm going to share it with you guys tonight. Oh, I lost you. Hang on. I'm just going to share my screen. Maybe. No. Okay. Okay. Can you see my PowerPoint? Awesome. Okay. So we're going to talk about how to use Pinterest to grow your business, but there's also going to be some stuff that you can use across other platforms too. So on Facebook and Instagram. So the first thing, there we go. The first thing that if you're a more seasoned coach, you're already going to have a pretty good idea about. But if you're a newer coach, you're going to want to take some time to do is know your ideal client, or sometimes it gets called your avatar. So you want to know, is it a man or a woman, how old they are, life circumstances. So are they married? Are they single? Are they happily single? Are they divorced? Are they widowed? Do they have kids? No kids? Are they working? And you want to make it as specific as possible. So, for example, my ideal client is married. She's a mom. She might be a stay-at-home mom, or she might be a working mom, depending on the situation. If it's a someone that I'm interested in having sign up as a coach, then she's going to probably be a mom who's working outside of the home, but she actually wants to be able to stay home with her kids. And you want to get like weirdly specific. So you really want to almost like create a character that you're speaking to all the time in your posts, and someone that you can attract with your Pinterest. So like crazy, weirdly specific. So one of the things that like my ideal client, in like her background story, because I've got like a whole, character in mind that's like weirdly specific, and I'm probably going to blush like talking about it. I can already feel it happening, but it's like, she's not really doesn't really want to have sex with her husband too often because she has baby weight that she wants to lose, and she's got love handles, and she doesn't want him seeing that. And so I want to help her get back her confidence and get her groove back. So like really weirdly specific stuff is okay. And you want to think of real life examples. So, maybe it's your best friend. Maybe it's someone that you know fairly well who just really fits that idea of what your ideal. Hang on. Oh, thanks, Michelle. I need to unmute myself. So you really want to think of real life examples if you can, as to who you're talking to in your posts on Facebook or Instagram, or who you're targeting your pins toward on Pinterest. So now I want to just take 5 minutes and jot down some ideas of who your ideal client is going to be. So it could be bullet points, it could be in paragraph form, whatever you like. We're just going to take 5 minutes and quickly describe who your ideal client is. Okay, so now that you have your ideal client, what does this have to do with Pinterest? So really having a narrowed down idea of who you're going to talk to is really going to help you to pin with purpose. So what I mean by that is that it's going to let you target your pins towards that person. So you're not going to pin, top 10 spring break locations to, if your ideal client is like a stay-at-home mom, because she's not going to spring break, or you're not going to pin like super chocolate fudge cake to like a weight loss board, right? So it's also going to help you to find keywords, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more. You're going to be able to use these keywords in your descriptions of yourself, descriptions of your boards, and your pin descriptions. So I'm going to go to Pinterest here. So when you go to Pinterest, if you want to find some keywords, the thing that makes it really easy is that Pinterest is not actually a social media. Pinterest is a search engine, and it works just like a search engine. So when you use keywords in your descriptions, it helps you to pop up more often in other people's feeds. So for example, like this is my feed of stuff that it shows me automatically when I log on to Pinterest because of other stuff that I've searched. So I get a lot of workouts, motivation. I'm like pointing to it with my hand, even though you guys can't see. Workouts, motivation, fun backgrounds for my Instagram stories. And you get sponsored stuff too. But so this will be you showing up in other people's Pinterest pages. So to find a keyword, the easiest way to do it is to just go to the search bar. So my recent searches are in there. So workouts for women, because I'm trying to build up my boards. It'll always give you ideas and trending ideas. So for example, so if you wanted to target your board towards, you wanted to do a workout board, you had a workout, so you could just call it workouts, You could call it something, that you find appealing. But if you go into the search bar and you type in workouts, then it starts to give you suggestions. And the suggestions are the top things that people are searching for, just like in Google, when you type in and it completes your sentence. Same thing on Pinterest because it's a search engine. So you can say workouts to lose weight fast, workout at home, workout for women. So if we pick workout for women, it will actually give us even more keywords once it shows up. So all these little squares across the top are other keywords that you can use to really narrow down even further into your niche, your pins. So you can use any of these words in descriptions of your boards. So you could have a Pinterest board called Workouts for Women at Home, or Workouts for Women over 50. And it will just help those people, your target ideal customer, to find your pins more often. And it works for everything. Healthy meals will tell you different keywords. And the more you use the keywords in your descriptions of things, the more often you're going to show up. So what we're going to do now is take 5 minutes to try and think of 5 different Pinterest boards that your ideal client might be searching for, and then try and find some keywords that you could name your boards. Okay, so next, like I already said, you want to use keywords to also describe yourself, as well as your boards and your pins. So one of the things that you're going to want to do is once you have it niched down and you've decided, okay, this is my ideal target, you want to keep it short and sweet. So on Pinterest, you have 160 characters or less to describe yourself. But it's really handy for your other social media because, I mean, on Facebook, you get to have a little blurb about yourself on your like page or on your personal page. And same with Instagram, you can have that quick little something to say. So you really want to sort of like get it all in there in that 160 characters. And you really want to target it to that ideal customer. And in that description, the thing with Pinterest is you're going to want it to be like a business account. You're going to want people to know that you're there, not just as like a mom pinner who just pins a bunch of stuff but never actually does it, right? You want to be sort of known as an authority. So you want to be able to direct them to your blog or your like page, or offer them a freebie. So something like a meal plan or a grocery list. It doesn't have to be anything big that you offer them, but you offer them some sort of freebie basically to get them on your email list. So then you can sort of do all your legwork through the back end. So, because the idea, right, with Pinterest is to use Pinterest to attract people to either your like page or a blog. A blog is better than a like page. It's just harder to pin from or to a like page than it is to a blog. But you want to direct them there, and then that's where you start building the connection. So once you offer them a freebie through your email list, or you get them to your blog and they sign up for an email list, then you start connecting with them through that email list. And that's where you start building that trust and making that connection, and then eventually telling them, recommending them Beachbody products. So an example, so mine, this is pretty close to mine. So an example is I help busy moms lose the baby weight and live healthy lives amidst the craziness of raising kids, and then sign up for my free family-friendly meal plan. So right now on Pinterest, mine says, I think it says, check out my free community on Facebook. And then I have the link to my like page, just because I'm still in the process of getting my blog really established. I've only got a few blog posts so far. And I haven't put my meal plan together yet in its final version. But so the thing with keywords is, so I have my initial, when I was going through and trying to figure out my own description of how to describe myself. So I went through and I found the keywords. And so I originally had, I help women. But when you go in and sort of really start thinking about who you're targeting, and excuse me, my throat's really dry, and finding keywords, busy moms is a huge one. Workouts for busy moms is like a big thing. So busy moms is a huge keyword, or keywords together. Same with healthy is a huge keyword. And baby weight, or lose the baby weight, is another sort of keyword phrase that's really common that people search for. So trying to work those keywords or key phrases into your description, again, is just going to help people find you when they log on Pinterest. Because I was going to just do a little, where was it here? Show you guys. On here, maybe it was when I searched. So when you search, it shows you, it's probably not going to do it this time, but it shows you different pins that fit your search. But it will also, maybe if it catches up here, it's not doing it this time, but a lot of the times it will have, like on the side here, rather than a pin, it will have a little box with a whole bunch of different people recommended for you to follow based on what you searched. It doesn't do it every time. Obviously, it's not going to do it when I'm trying to show you, but there you go. So now we're going to spend a few minutes trying to come up with that description and using keywords. So think about what you want to say about yourself and try and really target it to that ideal client. I said take 5 minutes. We might take a little bit less. Okay, so Next, we're going to talk a little bit about sexy Pinterest versus sloppy Pinterest, which I was really happy with the title of this slide, just so you know. So for sexy Pinterest versus sloppy Pinterest, so make your personal boards secret is the first thing here. So on Pinterest, you can go through and you can have secret boards and public boards. You can also have shared boards if you don't know that. Like Amy and I have a shared board that's post ideas that we can share with each other. But so if you have personal boards, say like I have actually a board that I started called Indianapolis for when we go to Summit. I was looking up, fun places to eat and things to do, but everybody doesn't need to see that board. So I made that one secret. And I said here, no one else needs to know you pinned super mega chocolate fudge full of fat cake, because that probably doesn't fit with your ideal client's meal plan that they should be following. And then rename your public boards using keywords. So we already talked about that a little bit, and we came up with some ideas for boards that our ideal client might be looking for. So you might already have those boards started. And if you do, you can just rename them. Otherwise, they're great boards to start. And then you want to update your description and your profile picture. Your profile picture should be one of you. A lot of people, just like on Facebook, they have, profile pictures that are, a sunset or their cat, which I love cats, have a cat, but nobody wants to see your cat. They want to see you, and they want to know if you're a good representative of what your boards are, right? So if you're pinning healthy recipes, they want to make sure that when they look at you, you look like someone who probably knows what they're talking about. And then you want to use a business profile. So I'm going to go over to Pinterest and show you guys some of this stuff. So if I go to my page, so when you have a business profile, you get a big cover photo across the top, and it's, I don't know why it's not showing right now, but it's basically like a mashup of all your most recent pins, or you can have it show like a specific board. So if you were really wanted to really focus right now on nutrition because of the 2B mindset, for example, you could have it only show pins that you pinned to like a healthy eating board. I just have mine, normally it just shows my most recent pins. So to get your profile to a business profile, if you go up in the corner where it shows like your little picture of yourself and click on it, you guys are covering it here. There we go. And you click on it. Mine doesn't have it anymore, but it has an option for you to sign up for a business profile, and it basically amalgamates your stuff. You also can go to, I think it's business.pinterest.com and sign up that way for a separate, if you wanted to just have a completely separate business profile rather than having your personal and your business one all together. So when you go to your profile, so it has my description updated with the keywords in it, and it links to my blog. So you could have it linked to your like page or a blog if you have one, so that when people go and they click on it, it takes them to your other page, so they have another chance to check you out and see what you're all about. And then I'm just trying to remember what I was saying here. Oh, making your personal board secret. So if I go to boards, I have, I think, 10 boards that are public boards. So these ones here are all public. So, and they've been renamed. So motivation for busy moms, healthy family food, workouts for busy moms, healthy cocktail recipes, cute workout clothes for women. My regular food board is still public right now. I'm just in the process of like switching over recipes, repinning them to my healthy family food board. right now. So it's just easier for me to keep it public right now. And this is, I think, one that I have that's a combined one with Amy. And then these are all my secret boards. So there's that Indianapolis one, post ideas. This one's for my Instagram stories, some cute backgrounds, stuff like that. And then to make them secret, you just have to click on the little pencil, and then it gives you the option of secret or not secret, and you just slide the little tab back and forth. And then I talked about board descriptions. So you want to name your board using keywords. So rather than just motivation, it's motivation for busy moms to really target into my ideal client. And then same thing in the description. So motivation to reach your fitness, business, and life goals. All, again, are keywords that you can find when you're looking. And then rename your public boards using keywords. You can call your private boards whatever you want to call them. I like to try and be punny when I name mine, but you can name them whatever you want because nobody else is going to see them. And what else was I going to say? I think that was it. I think I showed you guys everything that I have there. So next, what we're going to do is make our Pinterest sexy. So rather than having a sloppy looking Pinterest, we want to try and make it look really good and professional. So we're going to just take a few minutes to change your account to business. Update your profile picture and description if it's not a good profile picture, if it's something like your cat. Make any personal boards secret. If they don't fit your ideal client, if they're not something that they would be looking for, then make them secret. And then you can work on renaming your public boards using keywords. So especially if you've got those 5 boards that you came up with, if you already have boards that would fit those keyword descriptions, just rename them. Okay, so we will keep moving forward. I cut your time off a little bit, but you can always go back and keep working on it. So we talked a little bit about this already, about how using Pinterest is actually going to help you make those connections and build your business. So you're going to attract customers through Pinterest to your blog or your like page with related but not Beachbody specific content. So this was one of the things that was really sort of stressed in the training that I did, is that you shouldn't at least solely pin stuff related specifically to you. So you don't just want to have 21-day fix board, 80-day obsession board, 2B mindset board. You want to relate other things. So just healthy eating in general, workouts in general, that sort of thing. And then you also are going to then, if you have a blog, pin stuff from your own blog into your boards that are related. Excuse me. And sorry. And then attract them to your blog and get them on that email list, and then start connecting with them. So I'm going to go back to Pinterest here. So for example, in any of them, so in healthy cocktail, my healthy cocktail recipes board, for example, this pin here, white wine spritzer and 5 other low-cal cocktails, that goes to my blog. And then there's a few in some of my other boards as well that go to my blog posts, so that they're mixed in with other pins. You don't want to just pin your own stuff. You want to pin anything that's useful for your ideal person, but you want to make sure that they're coming to your blog too. So, and if you have a blog and you write blog posts, put a few different pictures into your blog, and that way you can get multiple pins out of a single blog post. And then I was also going to show you guys, while I'm over here at Pinterest, once you change to a business profile, you'll start getting analytics. And so it's going to tell you about your Pinterest and about who's visiting it and what they're pinning, what else they like. So this is since I changed to a business profile. My pins are being viewed, it's up 613%. So once you really start using those keywords and start getting everything really narrowed down and targeting those people, you're going to see your numbers starting to increase of how many people are visiting your page specifically, because they can also follow you on Pinterest. That's the one thing that it has that's sort of like a social media rather than a search engine, is that they can follow you specifically if they like what you're pinning. So in the last however many days, so these bottom 3 here go to my blog, and they haven't had as many views as some of the other things that I've pinned, but that's a huge chunk of people that are checking out and interested in the pins that I'm posting from my blog, which is pretty cool. The other thing that's neat is you can go to people that you reach, and it tells you who's looking at your stuff, which really helps you to know if you're using the right keywords. So where is that? So most people from Canada, which I feel like makes sense because I'm in Canada, but Canada, the United States, India, the United Kingdom, and South Africa, which is kind of cool. Mostly women, which is good because that's who I'm targeting. And then where can I find that? Interests. So if you click on interests, you can see. So this is the things that the people that I'm attracting are looking at. So inspirational quotes, recipes, clean eating, healthy snacks, and fitness is perfect because that's who I'm trying to attract. The fact that they're also looking at fashion and hairstyles, home decor, That just means they're like a typical pinner. They have all kinds of boards. But the fact that they are looking for those same things that I'm trying to attract means that I'm using the right keywords and really getting them to come see my stuff. Sorry, I have allergies, and at the end of the night, it all sort of starts to, I don't know, maybe the meds wear off. But yeah, so that's some of the extra cool stuff that you can do with Pinterest. So yeah, that's kind of what I had to say about Pinterest. That was sort of it with regards to how you can use it and how you can sort of really make an impact quickly by just doing those things we did tonight. You'll start to see very quickly that you start to get more views and more clicks and stuff. I've already had more views to my blog through Pinterest. I can tell when I go in and I look, it tells me where they came to my blog from, and there's clicks from Pinterest, which is what I'm after. So it's working. And I just did it in April. I just did the training. So I did have a bonus activity that I will tell you guys about quickly, but it's almost 10 o'clock, so we probably won't be able to actually do it. But I'll just share it with you guys. It wasn't related to Pinterest. That's why I had it sort of at the end. Last month, I read a book called Networking for People Who Hate Networking. And it's all about introverts, basically, and how we don't network the same way that extroverts network. We're not into huge quantities of people and all that sort of stuff. And one of the things that it talked about was creating a 30 seconds of me mini speech so that you're prepared ahead of time. If anybody asks you what you do, or you're introducing yourself to somebody and you want to talk about Beachbody coaching, you want to get it in there, but you're not really sure how. And as an introvert, having it prepared ahead of time is huge, because you can actually be at home and practice it in the mirror and have it down so that when you go and somebody asks you, you're not sort of stumbling, trying to think of it and get something out. And I mean, it's helpful for extroverts too, because I mean, it's helpful for everybody. But basically you start by answering the questions over here. So you don't worry about making it all sound great or anything like that. You just answer these questions. So what do you do? What do you want to do? What sets you apart? What inspires you about your work? So you answer those questions, and then you put it all together. And then that's when you try and make it fit into about 30 seconds, just to really like make it succinct, and so that you can share it with somebody really quickly. So I have mine here, and it took me a while. I had a couple different like scratch outs and stuff like that as I was practicing, trying to figure out what I was going to say. And it's really just sort of, I'm still practicing mine. I haven't actually used it with anybody in real life yet. But at least I have it sort of organized in my thoughts now, so that if somebody does ask me what I'm doing now when I'm connecting with them in person, I have something to say. So what I came up with after sort of answering all those questions was, I'm a health and fitness coach. I help busy moms to lose the baby weight and live a healthy, active lifestyle. I'm so inspired by the amazing group of women I'm helping, seeing them make time for themselves and making some incredible changes in their health and fitness, but also watching how those changes ripple out to affect their whole lives. I'm a mom too, so I've been there, and I love seeing that return of self-confidence and how it inspires others to join our tribe. So what do I do? I'm a health and fitness coach. What do I want to do is help these women to meet their health and fitness goals. What sets me apart? I had that I'm really and truly invested in the women that I help, which I didn't actually like say in my little spiel, but I feel like it comes across. And then what inspires you about your work? Oh, I missed one. There's one more. Well, maybe not. Oh no, what do you want to do? So what I want to do is grow my tribe. And so that's why I ended by saying I like how it inspires others to join our tribe. So that's just something that you can try if you're like me and get really felt like you're put on the spot when somebody asks you what you do, it just sort of gives you a heads up. And even if you don't want to just use it for coaching, right, you could use it for anything. So that's what I got. Hopefully that was some useful information for you, and you guys start to see your Pinterest getting more traffic and driving people to your like page or your blog.
Awesome. Thanks, Heather.
You're welcome.
I took lots of notes, and I have been off Pinterest for a while, actually, so it inspires me to get on again and use it this way for business, and even just some of those secret boards for challenge group ideas. And I like how you use it even for like IG story backgrounds and stuff like that. That's fun.
Yeah, that way you get something that's a little bit different, and you can start to find stuff too that like is consistent for you, right? Like my thing on Instagram is pink. I have pink everything on my page. It has some sort of pink in it. So a lot of the time I try and find pink backgrounds on Pinterest that I can use in my Instagram stories too, to make it pink too.
Yeah. I use pink too. That's a good idea. I didn't even think to use like the pink in the stories too. I like that. Awesome. Yeah. Does anyone have, since we have like, 0 minutes, but really quick, anyone have any questions for Heather while we have her here?
I have one. What do you do, like when you spend time on Pinterest daily, what are the things that you do once you've like set up these?
So whenever you start a new board, you want to try and fill it right away with like 20 to 30 pins so that there's something in there if somebody's clicking on it. Mm-hmm. And then daily, I try to do at least a few pins to a couple of boards, just so that, again, you sort of keep refreshing and keep putting those keywords out there. And so you start showing up more in people's Pinterest feed, if that's what you want to call it. And then the other thing that I do is make sure that with my new blog, making sure that I'm putting my own pins in there fairly often. So if I go on and I look and I can't see them in that sort of first page when I click on my own profile, then I try and go back and add a new pin of my own.
Cool. Thanks.
Yeah.
Any other questions? Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much, Heather, for preparing that for us and for taking the time to share. And it was lovely seeing all of your faces on here tonight. Hope you got a lot out of it. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks, Heather.
You're welcome.
Good job, Heather.
Thank you.